Okay, hey, love again. Hey. Um, so today we did a little morning afternoon project, and we're talking about the one seed. Talked about it in another video as well. And the foods, one of the foods videos. So up at the top, you got one little star. It's an asterisk, right? That's what that's what we're looking at. That represents one seed. Okay, so this is how one of the charitables is going to go. We have several planned, but the goal here is to visually show you, just kind of make it easy. So pretend that that's a seed that you grew up and you grew a full grown plant, whatever plant you want, fruits, vegetable, doesn't matter. Um, and you got 10 friends that each get one seed. All right, so that's what you get on the second line here. So one plant, I gave it away to 10 people. Line two, all right? So that's this guy right here. Um, line three, that's the third. Here's line four, and we see line five. So line one through five, we can see just in the beginning here. And we're just gonna scroll down a little bit. All right, so we got to group six. So that's pretty cool. Let's go up and just check real quick, just for fun. All right, so that's group five, and it starts with one. All right. Once again, just explain it really easy. One plant, you take fruit, vegetable, nut, whatever it is, give away 10 seeds. Those people use that plant seed to grow a plant. They harvest whatever fruit, nut, vegetable. They give away 10 seeds. And we do that 10 times, and this is kind of what it looks like. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's the next one, starts right here. So from 5 to 6, we can see all of 5 on one page. And I've got my pointer on the down arrow on the right. And from 5 to 6, kind of a big deal. Just wait for it. There we go. Okay, so it took all that time. So if you look on the right here, we're only here on level 6, right? So for group 7 is the whole entire rest of this page, right? So all of this. So like I got the sorry we're loading screen when I tried to go further than this. So it's possible, and I may figure out a way to do that. But anyway, just to let you know. Okay, so but groups 1 through 5 are this much of the screen. Like group 5 through 6, just one group went to here, and the whole rest of this page was 7, right? Ridiculous. So we'll just scroll down here. Anyway, this is just to show you it was a visual representation of the math involved. It's super easy. It's no big deal. Anybody at all can start this. Um, and there's no loss either, like you growing one plant, right? Here we go, coming on to group 7. Okay, so the whole rest of this time, just group 7. Um, so you growing one plant, that's not even enough to fill, it's not enough for, more than a salad for one meal for an entire family. Okay, so you're not putting a grocery out of business. You're not doing anything. You're actually helping. Um, you're helping people, and at the point where we have too much food grown, we still don't have a loss. There is no loss. You can use compost. You can feed animals. You can feed people that you know who are needy. You can give it away. You can sell a little bit. You can grow up these plants that make, that make their own food. You can give or sell those away. It's really easy. So once again, I just wanted to kind of bring home the point that there is no actual loss from growing too many plants. It's impossible. There's never a day where that's a bad thing. It will never negatively affect you because even if you grew up a whole entire farm's worth, that farm is less than, you know, the first couple of years or whatever. It's really less food unless you get a huge one than you can consume. Um, but we like this idea. We like this idea attached to church and charity who give away food. So they spend whatever money they spend to, um, to prepare the food, to buy the food. It has to be driven there. It has to be refrigerated. All these things have a big cost. Um, and we think having one decent farm in each county is really going to be a huge thing because we can give food to them. It takes a little bit of work to get it done. Um, but again, we can sell, the goal is we're going to sell enough of the food to cover the cost of paying the employees, paying all the expenses, and then using the rest of the food just to give away. So, still on line 7. Haven't even hit the halfway point yet. Remember, line 5, 2 lines ago, was just one page that you could see. Ridiculous. It's amazing. Okay. So let's start using the page down button, right? So one whole page all the time, still going, still actually go. If you guys know like a program that you can use to make like a tree or whatever you would call this, that'd be cool. I'll totally check it out. There's more than one way to use that type of thing. Oh, wait a minute, what were we going to do there? Oh, no way did that just jump up all the way up to half. Okay, well, this program doesn't like me, so. Alright, now my finger is down on the page down button. Ridiculous. Okay, so that's just 7. There are 10 lines. 10 lines equal all the people, and that's pretty special. So, uh, okay. Alright, so that's an important thing. You need to have food to live. Um, Once again, plants basically require light, water, soil. Soil has minerals in it. That's all the numbers and the letters and stuff that you see on fertilizer and everything. Um, and using fertilizer isn't bad. So, like, here's an eco conversation. So, fertilizer they have synthetic or chemical when it comes to growing. They have natural and then they have organic. So usually you can split it up to a man-made fertilizer, right? The man-made most of the time is just, hey, we found this stuff, we put it together in a certain way or certain order, it made something. All right, sometimes you make something that didn't exist previously instead of just like higher concentration or whatever. Now, the natural versus organic, a lot of that is pesticide. So sometimes they'll say, well, we don't use pesticides on our products, right? That keeps the bugs out. And it's the most common on like a large farm because there's no way that you can tend a garden that's, thousands of acres or whatever. It's ridiculous. Something this size that you see here in the picture or bigger, there's no way you can go through by hand and really handle everything. Um, you may be able to like tend it and do like overall stuff, but harvest up, you can't pick it up. Um, there's just no way to do that. So that's why we use machines. Um, we have a lot of plants in this area, and we find, I think it's super exciting. What everybody said, oh no, feed the hungry, um, it's so difficult and it's really tough to do. Something I haven't, let's see here. Um, Wonder if I can find it. I read something once, I just thought of it. And I think I thought it was in the United Kingdom. So um, they basically started doing like thermal containers, like Igloo ice coolers and Coleman and those types of brands. Obviously, different parts of the world. Excuse me. You're gonna have different brands and such, of course. But um, let's see. I'm looking for it. I don't see it yet, but they had like refrigerators, even old refrigerators that aren't plugged in. You can use. Sure, you could plug it into like a small solar kit or something. That would be that would certainly be possible. Um, Unsold food we take, food share. Gosh, well, they certainly are doing something because there's a few things on the internet. Um, let's try one more here, see if we can find it. But anyway, it's leftovers. So like, I make a product that has a sell by date. That sell by date is within a certain margin, so you will have time after that because they can't say, okay, you have 8 days and 42 seconds, to purchase this product, take it home and consume it. They're gonna say instead of 8 days, they're gonna say like 3 days, 4 days, um, maybe even five. So there's a buffer point because you have to take it up, and remember, nobody really talks about this either. You have to take it out of the cooled area if it's a cooled or refrigerated product. You put it in your car, it's not cold in your car, right? So anything beyond a half an hour, and if you've done food service, you would understand you're out of bounds already. So directly from the grocery store, while you're walking around in the grocery store, you're certainly passing a half an hour. Your best bet is to do like a large refrigerated bag within your trunk, and you would just go straight from paying for it right on out. While you're shopping, though, the very, very best is to get all your dry goods and leave, even frozen in some cases, but you can do whatever you want to with the frozen. But you would leave refrigerated and for very, very last, probably frozen for second is best. And you can set the refrigerateds on top of your frozen while it's in the cart on your way to the front. But that plus the refrigerated or the thermal bag that's insulated inside of your vehicle's trunk is your best bet for food and freshness. Um, it's great because you can, it's a good carrier. Some places charge for bags, so that's somewhat of a thing. But your food's gonna last longer then. So that's a freebie there. Gosh, I'm sorry guys, I was not able to find it at all here. Um, anyway, so that'll save you a couple bucks there. Said the other day, and I will always say, Dollar Tree is a great place, and they have a little bit of dry food. They have plates, napkins, forks, etc. Some frozen food, few treats, um, and then like an aisle of candy and an aisle of like beverages or whatever, plus condiments. So like salts and mustard and ketchup and some basics or whatever. But you're guaranteed $800 cheaper a year by shopping there. So um, anyway, that's most of it. The farming thing, it's a big deal. Like you can't stop your day and stop your job, and switch to farming in the like 1 to 3 hours a day that you have available. It's not possible, but you certainly have time to fill up a container of water and walk out somewhere on your property and add water to it, check it out. Um, we're watching this video, and there's, you know, endless videos on, care for plants and all that. Dry leaves mean usually a couple things, but watch your water. Uh, Yellow versus green means some other stuff. Um, but it's one plant is feasible, right? I can do one plant. I can watch one plant. It's like having, it's like having one child or one job. Like, you have to put time in, but you'll get there. So, um, anyway, it's a beautiful thing. It's not hard to spend 1 year, doing this one time. Imagine if everybody did this every year, right? If 8 billion people, right? What's the math on 8 billion to the 10th? Like it's a huge number. So, but still, it's, we're not throwing, mom and pop at the local food store out. We're not throwing out the grocery store. We're not, tanking on restaurants. It's just a good thing. And I feel like it's a practice that people need to have. Do it once in your life, have it done. The things that you do, you're good at, right? The first time you do something, it's going to take you, what, 10 times as long to figure it out and to get it finished and to make it, make it work for you. Because you're learning the whole time. You have to say, oh, okay, well, I don't know how to do this. Stop, go and figure that out somehow. Um, and on the other end is something I do every single day for a job, for this or that. That's something that you're very speedy at. You've done this before. But the human race needs to know how to do this. We cannot just depend on farmers, right? We need to have the highest quality food possible. So it's not necessarily like throw a whole bunch of chemicals on it and make it as big as possible. It's actually the highest nutritional value. So again, I'll say this anytime. And if you take a regular piece of fruit and an organic piece of fruit, when you eat the regular fruit, you don't even know. It's like okay, oh, that kind of tasted good. The flavor was nice. But it's just like consuming any other food. There is no other deal. But if you do that thing that I said, I golded this for people watching another video. I said to pick a day that you have, and you can do this. Uh, Buy a piece of organic fruit, all right, either that day or beforehand. Skip breakfast, eat that one piece of organic fruit for lunch, and see where your energy is at. Um, it's such a big difference that I don't think you'd ever go back. Now, to be honest with you, eating organic can be like 10 times the cost. So this isn't for everybody. Certainly not a normal thing for the $0 to $1,000 a month crowd, which is really where most of this charity is. You know, is trying to point our helps towards. Um, but some places give away the day old food. A lot of that food comes from really nice natural food stores, and these are people who are like, hey, we want to take care of our body, we want to be healthy, and a lot of them, not only are they doing a great job, but they have a heart, um, so that it's the food nutritional value is really where that kind of sits. And every single day there's something new. The tastes, are improving. The texture quality is improving. This was a much smaller sector, and the Kellogg's and like all the huge companies have had to do all these, really amazing processes to build a large amount of food and to be able to preserve it well enough that it could get, come from the factory in a state, what, 3 states away, has to be packaged, has to be loaded and shipped, has to be sent somewhere within a certain amount of time from hitting the food store. It gets put on the shelf, you go and buy it, and then you have X amount of time to consume it. So it's a big deal. It's you pick a piece of food off of a plant, and you'll see, within a day, a couple days, that you're like kind of running out of time. So we had refrigerators, used to use the ice boxes, and we slowly get there. Uh, we just need to focus on the very best and healthiest, preservants and foods that we can. Um, so anyway, but that's pretty cool. Um, I love I love this picture, and it's peaceful and it's serene. It's nice. There's nobody around. You can see the little tire tracks to the right of the tree there. Um, but one of the reasons that I think that we have peace is because there's provision. You know, um, that's enough. If that were a field of food, you won't starve, right? So that's the source, or that's one of the reasons that there is peace. Um, and it's the best thing that we can do. So modern world, we have high capacity or high population, large cities, right? So cities, they're gonna have everything they need, right? If you lived out here and there was no even utility, you could certainly live on the food, sun would shine and all that. But you would have to get solar, you'd have to dig for a well or collect water. These things are possible. Um, you can get so like you can collect water and use a solar system to run a pump, and the pump can run that water you collected through a filtration system. That's totally possible. There's a lot of stuff. There could be more videos on those subjects as well. But anyway, thank you so much. It's important. Like, imagine the trees in the background there, are fruit trees or nut trees. At that point, you've had it for quite a long time. So trees are easy 1 to 3 years, some 30 before you really start getting something. So it's more important than not to when you can plan ahead, but you'll never know. I'll never know unless I did one, you know. Um, anyway, all right. Thanks so much, guys. We'll try to get another video out for you. Thanks. Bye.